stop. Hello, my name is Morgan Lyons. I'm a sophomore social work student at the University of Rio Grande. Thank you for allowing me to interview. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
My name is Wendy Lyons. I am 53 years old. I live in Scotttown, Ohio. I have 4 children, 3 girls that are grown and gone out of the house. I live here with my son and my husband.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add?
I have multiple sclerosis, progressive multiple sclerosis.
Okay. So can you tell me about the first time that you worked with a social worker?
The first time I worked with a social worker is when I got referred to Ohio State. I was seeing neurologists local, and they didn't have anything that was any type of medicine that was working for me to slow the disease down. So my neurologist here referred me to Ohio State MS clinic. You have to be referred when you go there, and then they evaluate you. They don't just take any person. They do it like on a scale sort of way of how to get into their MS clinic. So when I did get referred, that was the first time I'd ever talked to a social worker. She at that time had went over all my previous symptoms, all my medicines that we had tried, and basically set up like a sheet for the doctor's office so they'd know what has been tried on me, what kind of equipment that I was able to use and was not provided for me at that time.
Okay. What type of help are you receiving? Medical, mental, school, anything else?
Now it's medical and basically anything that I need. If I say I need something that I feel like would make my life easier, she helps me to put in for it to get it provided.
So I know you said that you got referred to Ohio State. How else did you meet or get connected to a social worker?
That was really about the first time that I had. Because there again, the neurologist that I used down here didn't provide anything like that. So basically, when I started going to Ohio State.
Okay. You kind of already said something about it, but can you go into more detail? What kind of help did the social worker give you, especially getting referred and getting into Ohio State?
Well, so far as of to date, they've helped me get getting my driver's license. She helped me get into a sort of like a little schooling that I learned to drive a handicap accessible van. I had to do testing just like you have to take your driver's test when you're 16 years old. So instead of me having to drive back to Columbus to do that, she helped me get it set up down here to where it was more local. And then she helped me after I passed my driver's test. I was able to drive, but I had to have a van, a wheelchair accessible van. So she helped me to get my van, to find one, and to get my van, which I can drive in it. Now, it's got hand controls, brake pedals, and stuff like that normal people won't be able to use.
That's awesome. Did they connect you to any resources or other services?
Well, I mean, other than like physical therapy and make sure I had like OTs that come in the house that when like I asked for certain stuff, if they thought it would be a good idea for me to have, she would have an OT talk with me to make sure my house was able to handle the equipment, such as like I got a lift, and the lift that they helped me get had to be able to fit into my house. So yeah, I mean she kind of, where I live so far away from Ohio State, she kind of does what she has to, but then make sure that I have it provided here instead of up there.
Has there been any cases where they haven't been able to help you get what you needed, or have they always?
Now they pretty much found a way to help me. They did give me a help me get my power wheelchair, which it's robotic. So there again, it's quite expensive. So they helped me find the funds to be able to pay for it.
Awesome. Has that wheelchair improved your quality of life, you would say?
Yes, that's the one that I drive in. It's the one that I can go out in my yard in. I mean, I can do about anything in it.
How often did you meet or talk with a social worker? How often do you talk with your social worker?
Probably about every other time that I go to Ohio State, which that can sometimes be 2 to 3 times a year, and then just depending upon if there's any new symptoms, you know, I might end up going more, in which if there's new symptoms or anything that the doctor thinks would work better for me, then that's when I'll meet. They'll make an appointment for me to either meet with her or she calls me on the phone and we do a virtual meeting.
Is that social worker always open and available to talk to you, even if you don't have an appointment for a couple of months, but you need something now?
Yes.
Did a social worker help you make any plans or goals for your lifestyle?
Yeah. I mean, especially there again, I'll go back to the driving. Especially that. I mean, we had set up a plan on the steps that I need to do first and how to get there, and not to be discouraged if for example, if I failed my driver's test.
Mm-hmm.
So, she kind of had like a little game plan for me to go down.
Did she provide any help, like on the mental side of it, not just medical side, where you're going through all that stress of making sure you passed and all that stuff?
Well, I mean, she just encouraged me and made sure that I had what I needed to so I could be successful and I wouldn't get down on myself.
How did you feel about working with a social worker?
Oh, I feel good. She's helpful. I feel good.
Do you think that your social worker listens to you and understands what needs you need met?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think sometimes that she understands like more than what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, I have something in my head that I think that I would like or might need, and then she'll come back and say, well, that's a good idea, but let's talk to this doctor about it, or I know of something else that would help myself better than what I was even thinking.
And when she gives you these recommendations, do you take them, or you kind of like, I know what I want, or?
No, I always take it. I mean, of course, whatever recommendations that she gives, she goes back and has my doctors say yes or no on it. And the clinic up there, they all work together, and the social worker is a big part of the clinic. So, I mean, she doesn't give anything that the doctors would say absolutely no to. And most of the time, whatever she suggests or whatever her and I come up with, the doctors sign off on it. So.
Okay. What was the most helpful thing that your social worker did for you?
Probably either my driver's license, keeping me independent to where I can have my driver's license and get in a car and go down the road if I wanted to, in which saying that I couldn't drive if I didn't have my big chair.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that you, being independent, having the chair, having the van, has made you not so down on yourself where you have MS, or?
Yeah, it just keeps me to where I'm independent. If I decide I want to go somewhere, I don't have to always count on somebody else all the time.
Was there anything that you wish that they did differently?
No, not really. I wish that I would have caught it years ago, as far as going to the MS clinic at Ohio State, versus waiting to when I got as bad as what I am. I think there was things that could have made my life easier back then, and especially when my kids were little.
Do you think that working with a social worker has made things in life better for you? If so, how? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I think she does a big part for me. I mean, she listens to what I think I need. She'll help me to get what I need. And if she doesn't know how to do it or doesn't understand, she always has a way of finding that information out to where I don't have to try to find it out on my own. So, I think she helps a lot.
Okay. Do you think, I know you said, my last question, that you said you wish you would have caught on to it earlier and got up to the Ohio State faster. Do you think that if you would have gotten to like a hold of a social worker sooner, when your children were younger, you think that your quality of life would have been better now?
Yeah, because I think I would have had what I have now back then, which would have made my life easier. Because there was a handful of stuff that I've missed out on life is regarding my kids, because I couldn't go to, or it just was easier. You know, for example, like being in a wheelchair and trying to go to a ball game to watch my kids play ball, and to pack a wheelchair in it with kids in the car and stuff, it wasn't easy. So it was easier at that time for me just to stay home.
Do you think that took a toll on your mental health when the kids were doing things like that?
Oh yeah.
What changes did you notice after working with a social worker?
Well, there again, probably just the quality of life, the easier. And how to do things easier, simple things. I mean, down to, specialized forks and spoons that I can eat with and I can hold on to.
Okay. Would you suggest working with the social workers to others? Why or why not?
Oh yeah, I think especially if you have anything major medical with you, yes, I think they have the resources to be able to get or help you get what you need, what will make your life simpler and better.
Has there been any treatments that you've done that a social worker has helped you connect with? I know you said that you go to Ohio State, but have you received any treatments that's made your quality of life better?
What do you mean? Like medical treatment?
Yes.
Well, she doesn't really get into that part of it,
Okay.
because when I go to Ohio State, it's all specialized medicine.
Okay.
So she doesn't get into that. I mean, I'm sure she knows what medicines I'm on, but I don't know how much she gets involved with that part. Now I do know that like she will send me a message through my chart reminding me that I have like blood work that I'm required to take before I get infusions, and I know she sends me messages telling me, hey, you got a video conference with your pharmacist before I'm allowed to take my next dose of medicine. So little stuff like that she does do. Stuff that you don't think about that a social worker does, but she kind of makes sure I'm doing everything I needed to do before I come up to another treatment.
And do you think that helps you, her laying like out a plan for you and reminding you of things?
Yes, because it's easy to forget, especially when you're talking about having so much blood work done every time and different kind of medicines and stuff like that. It's easy to to forget it, and it's easy just to not want to think about it, to be 100% honest.
Is there anything that you want to add about a social worker helping you?
No, I mean, she helps. Like I said before, she's a big part of the MS clinic, the team that they call it, my care team. So she plays a big part in it, you know. So it's not so much what she does. She takes what the doctor says that I may or may not need, and she works with it, gets it set up, and so I can have it. So I'm just not stuck with a referral that I don't know how to go about getting, or a piece of equipment that I don't know what to do with or whatever. So no, she does a lot like that for me.
Is there any thing that she's done recently that's helped you?
My lift.
What does that do for you?
Well, it before I had it, my husband would have to pick me up, and he's not getting any younger either, so he doesn't need to be lifting on me. So it lifts me up, and it can put me in bed, and it can put me on the commode or in the shower and stuff like that. So it's not so much the caregiver's back and knees wearing out, and it's also like if Johnny, my husband's not home, and if I would fall when I'm trying to get on the commode, for example, my son could help pick me up by it, or my daughters could come and pick me up. They, you know, so it's a convenience thing. It's a like a safety net is what I always call it. So that's been the best thing. It just eases your mind when you're here by yourself, that it's not kind of, well, what am I going to do now, when you're laying in the floor not trying to figure out how to get it back up and you can't get up on your own.
Yeah, perfect. Have you ever had any social workers come into the house to show you how that lift work, or shows you how?
No, because it's just too far for them. I mean, I'm sure they would if I needed, but there again, no, it's just too far. When I go up there, she will, if I have a discussion with her over the phone, she will show me what I was talking about, or she'll show me something better, you know, when I'm up there. So she's good about doing that. I mean, but no, she's never came into the house as far as that goes.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything else you want to add to finish this up?
No, I mean, not that I can think of.
All right, thank you.